Welcome to 6.2, Solving Systems of Equations Using Substitution. Our essential question for today is how can you solve a system of equations? Today's focus is on solving systems of equations using substitution. This is the second of 3 different ways of solving systems. So solving a system of equation by substitution is when you solve one of the equations for one of the variables. Then you substitute that into the other equation to solve for your second variable. So in this example, you have y equals 3x and x plus y equals negative 32. Because you have y equals 3x, you can substitute your 3x in for the y of your second equation. So instead of writing y, you're going to write what y equals. Simplify and solve for your x. So x equals negative 8. Your second step is to substitute negative 8 in to the other equation for your x. So in this case, you have y equals 3 times x. So y equals 3 times negative 8, which is negative 24. Your solution will be negative 8, negative 24. You want to check your substitution by plugging both of those points into each equation. Looking at this problem, x equals positive 2y minus 2 and 23 equals 5y minus 4x. In this case, we have already solved for one of our variables, so you don't need to solve for that. You're going to plug in your variable to your second equation. So instead of writing x, you're going to write what x equals. You're going to continue to simplify, so in this case use your distributive property to multiply your minus 4 into 2y and minus 2. Continue to solve for y. You should have y equals negative 5 in the end. Now you need to plug that back into one of your equations. So you have x equals 2 times negative 5 minus 2. Simplify to find your x. So now you have a point. You have the solution of your system to be negative 12, negative 5. You're not done because you need to check to make sure this is valid. Please try that now. The correct answer is negative 12, negative 5. What about the other solution types? We also talked about in last class how you can have no solution or infinite solutions. In this problem, we're going to look at that. First step, solve for one of your variables. In your first equation, you already solved for y, so plug that into the second equation. So you have 3x minus 11 minus 3x equals negative 13. Continue to simplify. 3x minus 3x is 0x. So 0x minus 11 equals negative 13. Your 0x's will cancel, so now you have negative 11 equals negative 13. That's not a true statement, so you have no solution. Now the other type of solution was your infinite solutions. Again, solve for one of your variables. It is already done in your first equation, so plug that into the second equation. Once you've plugged it in, simplify and solve for your variable. You should end up with 0y plus 14 equals 14. Your 0y can disappear because 0 times anything is 0. So in this case, you have 14 equals 14, which means you have infinite amount of solutions.